Hello and welcome back to your second video lesson. Today's lesson is on something called absolute value. And that sounds like it's something really weird and hard, but it's very easy. And this is video lesson number 2. Today for this lesson, absolute value lesson number 2, you're going to need your notes you were given in class, which is TOC number 2, a pen or a pencil to take notes, and a highlighter, marker, or colored pencil so that you can highlight some key words. Getting started, for this lesson, at the top of your TOC number 2, we have a little pink box. A lot of this is going to repeat, but that's to get the vocabulary in your head. So remember that 0 on the number line is neither positive nor negative. He's the neutral guy, the referee in the middle of the game who doesn't take sides. He is still an integer though. An integer and its opposite are the same distance from 0 on the number line. You should have talked about that in class with your teacher. But remember that if I have 5 and negative 5, as you can see in the picture, they are both the same distance from 0, but on opposite sides of 0. But they're still, if I were to take a walk to go to positive 5, I'm still going to take 5 steps to get to positive 5. And if I were to go back to 0 and go to negative 5, I would take 5 steps also. So they're the same distance from 0, but on opposite sides of the number line. Please go ahead and highlight, circle, somehow make opposite sides stand out. In the middle of your page, you have another little box. And we're going to fill in some words here. Absolute value, the definition of absolute value. The absolute value of an integer is the distance from 0 on the number line. When we say distance, we mean how many steps, units, bunny hops. It's many different things that can help you remember this, but it's how many different steps, spaces, bunny hops you take to get to those numbers. And one other thing to remember, that absolute value is always positive. And we use a special notation to show absolute value. And if you can in your notes, I want you to draw some arrows and say that these sticks, these straight lines on either side of 19 and on negative 19, they are used to show or indicate absolute value. So it's read as the absolute value of 19 equals the absolute value of negative 19, because they're both the same distance from 0, but on opposite sides. And we know that the absolute value, or the distance from 0, of negative 19 and 19 is just 19. It's always positive. We're almost done. At the very bottom of your TOC number 2, you will see a little opportunity for us to do some practice. When you see those straight lines or those sticks on either side of the integer, it doesn't always have to be an integer. Sometimes you're going to have decimals and fractions thrown in these absolute value bars. But because we're in our integer unit, we're just going to look at integers for this example. For number 1, ask yourself, how far away from 0 is negative 8? So if I think about it, the distance of negative 8 from 0 is simply 8 units, or 8 steps, 8 bunny hops, however you want to think about it. And that is always going to be a positive number. So we're going to simply write 8. The absolute value of negative 8, or its distance from 0, is a positive 8. We took 8 steps to get there. For number 2, the absolute value of 5, how many steps or how many bunny hops did we take from 0 to get to 5? It would be a positive 5. For number 3, what is the absolute value of 25? Again, how far away from 0 is 25? Just 25. And number 4, negative 13. What is the absolute value of negative 13? It would simply be 13. It takes me 13 steps to get from 0 to negative 13. And that's all of our notes. Now it's time to show what you know. Copy the link or the QR code from your teacher to complete the short little quiz to show your understanding of our notes today.